Okay, dude. Thanks for taking time to meet. Just wanted to kind of do a hunt recap. We talked about a while ago, and I think you were guiding. You said,
Yeah, I was getting my wife ready for deer season, so whitetail hunting here in Missouri.
okay,
So it was she had a good opportunity. She might have airmailed one and whiffed, but she also connected one at 300 yards too. So
that's good,
she
dude.
made up for it. She had a great hunt.
I've had some whiffs.
Oh,
Um,
we all have.
yeah. So, kind of take us from the beginning. How'd you hear about Elite Hunt Club?
So I started following you. What year did you have your elk stolen? Your elk
Oh,
track?
that when I got famous for losing my elk on purpose, that was
Yeah.
2022. That bull got stolen.
Uh, so I started following you about then.
Yep.
Like the content you threw out there, the Alaska stuff. It's always been a dream to go out there. And then when you started the Elite Hunt Club, I mean, started following that right off the get go. I think you probably bought some of the first raffle tickets on the first raffle you guys ever did.
Really?
I bought tickets on almost every one of them. I actually was like a couple numbers off of the moose grizzly hunt, brown bear hunt that you guys did a couple months ago.
Oh yeah.
I was like 4 or 5 numbers off of that.
Got your blood pumping again. If you're going to be a repeat client, yeah.
Yeah, because the caribou one I forgot all about, and all of a sudden like I see an Alaskan number, and I was like, oh, oh, this is getting real. I was like,
Yeah.
ah,
That's truly one of the best parts of the whole thing, man. I like it. Really, that just it's so cool calling guys up. What uh what stood out about us? Do you put in for other raffles? Have you always put in for raffles or what was
I've always
what was
put in for raffles, maybe not as much as what I do with you guys, mainly because again, like your slogan, like you know the odds. You can
yeah.
play the odds, like with something you really want. Man, you can get a heck of a deal by buying some tickets.
Yeah, and we've seen it. It's cool. I'm a numbers guy, so I like playing the odds and all kinds of stuff. But we've had guys that put in thousands and we've had guys that buy one ticket. It's totally across the board. And it's totally a mixed bag. So, yeah, well, that's awesome. And then heart started racing when you got the phone call.
Oh yeah, then it was like, this is getting real. I'm gonna have to start prepping a little bit. And changed my whole fall a little bit because, um, when I got the phone call, I was, engaged to get married. So we're getting married in October. So I was like, sorry, babe, like this is gonna be
It's
our honeymoon.
Alaska. It's
Yeah.
Alaska.
Well, and she went with me. My whole family came up, and we got to spend a couple days, which we've been to Alaska before. We went fishing out of Seward for a couple days and saw the country and enjoyed it while we were up there. And then I hopped off and went to Nome and then started the hunt. But yeah, like, getting that phone call, it's like, all right, I got to start prepping some stuff. Which I hunt out west for elk every year. Um, you know, not a lot of difference, but at the same time, Alaska's its own animal. Like you don't truly appreciate it until you go do it. Like it's
Yeah,
unforgiving.
people take hard dirt for granted. You don't realize what you got until like I went on that mule deer hunt in Idaho this year, and I just the whole time I was just walking around like you can get such a big step here, and like what are you talking about? Just the way you push off the ground, and you can walk on rocks and stuff. The stuff you take for granted, I'm sure you know after walking on that tundra up there, it's just like a waterbed.
Oh yeah, and it's not like you go to the mountains. You can walk and look and not focus on where you're walking. You got to focus where you're walking. Those tussocks are real, and you can roll an ankle in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's hard on that, and it's just hard on your body with muscle memory. It's like the muscles you've never used before that your body's not used to stabilizing or anything like that. They're getting a workout, so you can get sore pretty quick if you're not used to it.
I will say though, like that caribou hunt with Justin is pretty bougie because you're riding around in an Argo. Like it takes a lot of the workout, but man, is it nice.
Dude, I hate that guy. Like him and I have talked a lot. We worked with Justin for a long time, and I'm just like, man, I have to go out. I obviously have a super cub, so I can put myself where the caribou are, But caribou move. They're always moving, as you know. They don't stop. They're ungulates that constantly feed, and they're so random. And to have his setup with a heater out of the rain, I'm just like, man, that looks really nice. You know,
Oh yeah.
because I wake up out of a super cub camp, and I'm just like, okay, well, we have to pick a direction to start going, and usually it's not very mountainous, so you can't get up high to see. He starts driving, and I was like, that sounds really nice.
Mhm.
So you
I
fly into
mean,
Nome, right?
yep. Flew into Nome. Spent the night in Nome, and then we drove up to Teller, and then we caught the bush plane out of Teller. Quick 30-minute flight into camp, and we were ready to roll. Had the nice part again is you got little cabins there. It's not like you're in a tent. He's got a cook shack there now, and
It's like a
I mean,
big, it's a pretty good sized airstrip from what I've seen, right? As
yeah,
main camp.
yeah. And it was again, it hits you whenever you hop in that bush plane, and you're like, the whole trip up here was building up to it, and you get in the bush plane, you're like, all right, now it's go time, like it's game on, and
Was it a
we hit.
206 or what kind of airplane?
Uh, I think we came in the 206. They had the 206, and then they had just a Cub there too that they were hopping stuff in and around with.
Okay,
They had a couple of different planes going in and out, getting
gotcha.
guys in.
And then you
But
stay there at main camp for the entire hunt.
no. So when we got there, like got into Alaska, it was unseasonably hot. Like it was in the 80s, upper 70s, and the group before us, like those guys struggled. Like they still killed bulls. Didn't see the numbers because it was so hot. And so when we got in, we had a big weather front that was coming in. It went from 70s to 40s next day, and guide was like, "Let's load up and we'll come back in 5 days." I was like, "That sounds good." So we shot our guns, got everything loaded up. Next morning it was hot. Like we took off, and it was. We didn't go far the first little bit. I mean, we glassed a lot. And the people coming out, I mean, they were glassing 18 hours a day to see a couple of caribou a day. And
That's brutal.
yeah, I mean, they set the expectation of you might not see a lot, but what you do see is what you want to see. And I mean, they killed a couple of really good bulls before we got there. And that first day, let's see, we saw a couple of moose. And then that first evening we hunted is when I spotted that bigger bull for the other guy that was with us on that hunt. I spotted that dude like 2 miles away, and that's my first big caribou I'd ever seen. I looked at the guy and I was like, I don't know a lot about caribou, but I know that's a big one right over there. He was like, okay, you know, how big do you think it is? And I was like, I'd say comparable to an elk. That's a 400-inch elk standing over there. He said, let's go. And finally got him walked in on where it was, and he's like, yeah, if you can see horns from that far, like it's a giant. And we got the other guy in there and let him shoot first. And I mean, he shot a once in a lifetime bull. I think it was
How
a
big was it?
monster. Um, I bet it's over 400.
That's
Um,
big.
yeah. I mean, that thing
That's
had
really big.
everything. Had ginormous mass, tine length. The only thing it didn't have was double shovels.
They got double shovels. They contend with their world record when they're that big, but I think statistically it's under 10% of bulls will have a double shovel, and then they don't have tops or mass or something, it's just like a world record elk. They got to have it all. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I bet the guide was a little skeptical because at all ungulates, caribou have such a massive amount of antler compared to their body size. Guys like, "Oh, I see a giant." It's like, "Oh, it's kind of like a rag bull. But if you can see horns from 2 miles away, was he by himself too?
Oh yeah, completely by
Yep.
himself, and he was just in a little bowl of willows, and he just got to the edge, and I mean, he probably lived there for who knows how long. The guys had bumped him the week before, the first group, and they had said they had seen a giant one run up that drainage. never got a shot on him or anything. And I mean, that bull probably lived in that little bowl. Unless something bumped him out, you'd never seen him. And he just happened to stand up, and I saw him. I was like, "Ooh, like, that's a big one."
Yeah. Yeah, they're just kind of like a pre-season or pre-rut bull elk sometimes. They'll just be living in middle of no man's land where they're safe and doing their own thing. Um, so that's after you guys left. You kind of packed up a spike camp in the Argo and you were set to go for like 5 days. And was this guy a buddy or was this just another hunter in camp?
Just another hunter in camp.
Okay.
They
Gotcha.
paired us up, and he was a guy out of Idaho, super nice dude. I think he was late 60s. Like he'd been wanting to go on this hunt since he was 18, and that was his treat to himself was finally going.
That's killer. So then do
And
you guys go back to camp to get his bull back?
no, we shot his bull right before. I say right before dark. I mean August. It doesn't truly get dark till like 1 o'clock in the morning. But
Yeah.
we shot the bull, broke it down, uh, got over on their little trail and set up camp, stayed the night. And one of the other guides uh, was in camp, so he just brought his Argo over. We loaded up his Caribou, and they took the other hunter back to camp, and we took off again on going a little farther back in just to see what we could find. And by that point, the weather had changed, and I mean it was 70s to 40s, and I mean the wind was
Good.
howling.
Yep.
And we went next drainage over, and we saw. I think I spotted 5 bulls, and we looked at them, and they're young bulls, nothing too exciting. And the guide's like, "I got a spot like I want to go to. Like it's a long Argo ride." And I
Can you
was like,
explain for people who are gonna watch this and listen what an Argo is exactly? Because I'm familiar, but from a guy from Florida or Maine, he won't know what an Argo is.
I mean, it's basically an 8-wheeled tank. I mean, that dude doesn't go fast, but it goes everywhere.
Yep.
And I mean, it's like riding a bucking bull at Walmart. You go put $2 worth of quarters in those little horses at Walmart, and that's what's riding on Argo across that tundra.
Yeah, it's not an air ride suspension.
No,
Yeah,
the
geared
dude's
really
tough.
low.
Yeah, and it goes.
Yeah, but it has so many tires. Aren't they amphibious as well? Some of them,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
they're they have so much flotation with all those tires that they can really go across uneven tundra, rivers, creeks, stuff like that. They're pretty impressive. And so you guys kind of have trail systems that he rolls around on.
yeah. I forget what they said on how many trails they had. It's about I want to say like 20 something miles of trails. But I mean, when those things go 3 miles an hour, like you're not covering a lot of country with that Argo.
No, that's just like a swift walk, but at least you don't have to carry all your stuff.
Yeah, that part was nice, and it's got a cab on it, so you're protected from the wind, bugs, and everything's dry. And
Yep.
we used it there when the wind was howling. We used it as a wind block, and we sat on the other side and glassed. And we peeked around the other side of it looking around, but I mean, that wind was, we had some 40, 50 mile an hour winds coming in that night, and it was one of those that, man, it's going to get rough out here, but again, you hunt, you go places, you're going to
Yeah.
experience it.
Yeah, exactly. So did you guys end up going to the far distant place he wanted to go to?
We never made it. So from where the other guy shot his caribou, we went to the next drainage, saw a couple bulls, and then started, and we got on a giant ridge top, and we were a couple miles across it. And I mean, there's nothing out there. And we came up. There's just a little rise in it. We popped up over the rise and looked at something. And it's like, man, I don't remember that bush being there. And looked, and it was a cow. And then just lifted the binoculars up. And I mean, there was caribou all across this whole ridge top. I mean, there's probably 2,000 caribou there. And we sat there, and I could see the group of bulls I shot mine out of. There was a dozen bulls in a pod, and we probably had. 3 or 400 caribou to get around to even try to
Really?
get close to them. And it took us about an
That's the hardest
hour.
part, man.
Oh yeah, because I mean, everywhere we went to try to get on the side of a ridge, it's like, oh, there's another group of caribou. Let's zigzag over here, and
Yeah.
there's no cover on the tundra. Like when you're on
That's
those ridge tops, there's nothing.
yeah. What is the terrain like? It's just kind of roly poly hills, but there's not a lot of brush, not a lot of cover.
No, I mean, we found a couple little, I don't even know what you'd call them, almost mounds. Maybe came up out of the ground about 2 foot,
Yeah.
and we crawled 150 yards or so to them, and that was as far as we could go. And rangefinder, I mean, those bulls were 1,600 yards still, and we had caribou at 75 yards. We were sitting there, and he's like, hopefully they're going to get up and feed our way because the herd seemed like it was coming our direction. And 30 minutes or so, like they all got up and they slowly worked to, I mean, they worked to 550 yards and bedded down again. And, I'm from Missouri. We don't shoot a lot of stuff far. I mean, I shot an elk in Wyoming last year at 500. It's far the thing I'd ever shot. And he's like, how do you feel at, 550? Because that's close as he's probably coming. Because we're going to get busted with the wind. And I'm like, well, the range doesn't bother me, but this daggone wind is what gets me.
Yeah.
Uh, we sat there and tried to guess the wind, and we guessed at that distance probably 3 foot, 4 foot of drift.
How windy
And
was it?
it was every bit of 15 to 20 sustained.
Yeah. And what are you shooting for a gun?
7 PRC.
Yeah, it's a slick caliber, but still, the wind will move that bullet.
I mean, at 550 with the suppressor, I told him, I was like, I got one shot because that gun goes off. They're going to wad up trying to figure out where that crack came. And I held at his tail and I hit him in the shoulder
Perfect.
and just dumped him.
Perfect. Just like you planned.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I would take being lucky over good any day of the week because I'm not going to lie, there was a lot of luck in that.
Yeah. Suppressor's nice though, man. It saved me before I miscalculate a wind call or something like that. Especially you have some of that wind. It just deadens that sound. It's not like the muzzle brakes we used to shoot 10, 15 years ago.
No. Yeah, the suppressor, like, once you get one, you can't hunt without one. There is
I can't
no
shoot.
going back.
Yeah, I can't even shoot without them. It's great. It's great for hunting, great for kids. Guides love it, so you're not blowing out their eardrums. It's awesome. So cool. Can you drive the Argo? I was gonna ask earlier, can you drive the Argo to the animal or do you have to pack do you have to walk some?
No, like, both animals we killed, like, we were able to drive the Argos right to them.
Dude,
Like,
that's so not fair. That's not even right.
yeah, it was that part of it. I mean, I enjoy backcountry hunting, elk hunting. Like, I backpacked out several elk, and I enjoy that. Like, it's fun. But I'm gonna tell you, it is nice every once in a while to just drive up to something and say, like,
Oh
yep,
yeah.
I'll just haul this over and put it in the back real quick.
Yeah, I've hunted Idaho, I've hunted Kansas and stuff, and guys like, oh, it's not super backcountry hardcore. I said, man, I've been sheep hunting, I've been mountain goat hunting this year, and I've been walking through the tundra, getting soaked. I'm fine. I like sitting in here with a heater. This is pretty enjoyable. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just kind of common sense. You're gonna do a hunt the most efficient and effective way you can. You're not gonna walk 20 miles when there's an Argo trail and you have an Argo there. I mean, you can if you want to, but everyone's gonna choose to be the most effective and the most efficient.
Oh yeah. And I bet from where I killed my caribou to camp, I want to say it was 8 miles.
Yeah.
8 miles in normal mountains. Well, that's not bad. Like, that's doable. Pretty easy to hike that and hunt that, shoot something. I don't know if you could do 8 miles in the tundra and back, especially if you had a load on your back. You'd be a
Yeah,
man.
it's brutal. Yeah, I did one day. It might have been off my wife's watch or something. Said like 18 miles or something, and it was kind of down this long ridge, and it was harder tundra. It wasn't swampy, because there's different levels. of what is what, and you get to learn the colors of the tundra. But I shot the caribou, and it was right before dark and in the fall, and I just left it there. We processed it and quartered it, and then I was able to fly to it the next day, and land pretty close to it. But I didn't want to have to pack it way back. But yeah, it's brutal getting around. People don't realize till you actually do it. It's like 1 mile is equivalent to like three mountain miles back home.
Oh, I'd
We're something
guarantee.
below
Yeah.
40. Yeah, it's crazy.
But
So,
I
how big was your bull? Was it as big as the other guys? Bigger?
um, you know, I would say he's probably close to 400, 380s, somewhere in there. I mean, he had
That's
it
big.
all. Old bull, double shovels, giant fronts, big gnarly tops, and just mass. Like he was an old bull.
Good.
I
All
mean,
velvet?
oh yeah. That's one thing I never thought like, oh, I want to get one mounted in velvet. I never realized just how pretty that velvet was on those things.
Yeah. Did you end up mounting your bull?
Yep, he's at the taxidermist. He actually just got there like a week ago.
Okay.
Uh, so I shipped it back with Expediter. That's things I would do different. Like I'd have probably shipped it back as cargo with me and brought it back sooner versus waiting. But
Yeah.
that's
And then did you
the
freeze it to preserve the velvet, or what'd you do?
yeah
Okay.
we sprayed it down with the velvet lock there in camp, and then they freeze dried it before they shipped it down.
Cool. Good deal. That's
So
awesome.
I'm excited to see him. I mean, he's just a magnificent animal. I mean, just
Very
gorgeous.
cool.
Had it everything you would want. Um, he was just a gnarly old bull.
Yeah. There's something pretty cool about him. My wife's a caribou freak. She loves them. She's into caribou. I'm into moose. So, well, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, you'll have to send me a picture when we're done. I think you might have before, but I want to see it again if you got a couple angles and a picture of the other guys too. But yeah, anything else you want to tell us about the trip? It sounds awesome. Justin's a great dude. He's super personable. He's Alaskan. Runs
Oh
a great
yeah, I mean,
operation.
you can't beat Justin and Christie. They're, I mean, salt of the earth as they come.
Real
Just
deal.
super nice people.
Yeah, real
Uh,
deal. No BS. Just a good outfitter, man.
yeah, Justin is just a monster. Like there is nobody that works harder than him, and that dude is a freak.
Yeah, that's
But yes,
awesome.
I mean, I'd go back with them again, and I will at some point. I mean, it was so
Yeah.
much fun. They have some just amazing genetics in that area for caribou. Like
Hmm.
some of the younger bulls that were the one I shot. I mean, there was some stuff in there that had some monster tops, and you could tell it was a young bull. Several of them were young bulls, and you're like, I'd like to see you in about 3 years, 2, 3 years, to see what you just blow into.
Hmm.
I mean,
Awesome.
they say like when I went out there, Justin's like, expect 5 to 10 to maybe 15 caribou a day. Like you don't see a ton, but what you usually see is pretty good bulls.
Yeah.
So to see that giant herd was pretty freaking special. And then we saw an albino calf out there. I mean,
Really?
solid white. Yeah.
Wow.
Never saw it before we shot. I shot, everything got up, and started feeding around. Like I see this white thing just whizzing around through the herd. I'm like, oh, maybe this is my wolf. And picked up a wolf tag while I was there and started looking at it. And I said, no, that's a solid white calf.
Crazy.
It was the neatest thing in the world to see.
Huh. That is weird. Did you see any wolves or bears or any predators?
Not a one. I had a tag for anything and everything I could shoot, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, it's a little early. Like the later hunt is a little bit better for bears. They killed the group before us, killed one, killed a grizzly, but the berries weren't ripe. And they said when the berries get ripe, the bears come out of the woodworks.
They show up. How does he do that? Is that just like on a trophy fee basis for the bear?
Yeah,
Okay. So you
yeah,
have a
bear and wolf
tag.
were both.
You got a tag just in case, and then if you shoot one, it's whatever price for them dealing with it or whatnot. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, Justin's great. We have this next hunt coming up. I think we're launching it Wednesday or something for the next one. So if you want to go again, you know where to do it. So
Oh,
cool,
I'll
man. Well,
definitely
I
have a couple
appreciate
tickets.
you taking some time. You got any other closing remarks that we want to tell people or anything?
I mean, everybody always sees these things and thinks, oh, some of this crap's got to be rigged. Nah, I mean, it's as true advertised as you could get. Like, there's no hidden anything. Like, you guys are great to work with. You know, set expectations and everything followed through smooth.
We're just a group of four guys who like to hunt, and the guy that kind of started the whole thing was like, I spent all this money on different raffles when it comes to mule deer, sheep, elk, and then you never like you think back a year later. Did they draw it? Did I win? Who ended up drawing it? So we try to keep everything totally transparent and everything above table. And I'm just glad you could experience it, man.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. Like I said, I've bought several raffle tickets, and I'll still buy several more.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. Hang out just for a minute when I hit end record here, and just to make sure there's no like buffeting or something that needs to finalize. All right,
Alrighty.
and we'll see if that